Have you ever looked at a house and you thought, I don't know why, but something doesn't look quite right? This happens a lot. People know that something doesn't look right, but they cannot verbalize what's happening with it. So in today's video, I'm going to show you how your brain judges certain things and how design can just stop being confusing, because it's really, there's a science behind it. It's not your taste, but it's your brain just making its own judgment before you even realize that it's actually making those judgments. So if you're interested in knowing more, then please keep on watching. So I'm going to start with this. When you look at something, your brain is always judging it based on what's next to it. So it's always looking at something small versus something big. It's always looking at, is the proportion right or is the proportion off? And when there is nothing to compare it to, or something is comparable but they are very off in scale, your brain calls it boring and it just falls flat. So let's look at a picture here. So when you look at this house right here, there's just too much flatness in it, and the windows are not proportionate to the wall. There's just too much mass but not enough windows. But if we compare it to this house right here, your brain is like, oh, okay, so there is scale here and I am stimulated. There is this big window right here, there is this one right here, there is this one right here, there is this one right here. There is quite a bit of proportions and push and pulls and things that are introduced to the eye, where the eye feels like it's entertained and it's not bored. The eye loves to look at this and then this and then this. Once the eye is confused and it doesn't know what to look at first, then that's when you call something off. And that's exactly what this thing here is doing. This house is just throwing your brain off. This house is helping your brain read it. And that brings me to my next point, which is contrast. Again, just like what I was talking about, scale, where your brain is always comparing the small to the big, the proportionate to something that's not proportionate. The same thing is doing it with contrast. With contrast, your brain is always looking at some friction. It's always looking at some contrast. And when it doesn't find it, it just calls it flat and boring again. So here we have one dominant color, there's one dominant material. The eye again is not entertained, it's not challenged. But when you look at this house here, you're like, oh, okay, there's just a variety. Your eye is like, whoa, finally, give me something. There is like wood, there is stone, there is concrete, there is grass, there is just metal. There's just a bunch of things that are happening here in a very coherent way. Again, it's not overwhelming and it's not just a bunch of things that are coming together, but in a very just comforting way, almost. So again, I know these are two completely different styles for the house, but it doesn't have to, it has nothing to do with the style. Trust me, if you give me this house, I can definitely make it more interesting visually, versus just doing one beige, one dominant color, one dominant material. That's when the eye is gonna call something off, because there is no contrast. Again, to do a quick recap, your eye is gonna call something off when the scale is off, and your eye is gonna call something off when there's no contrast. And that last point is hierarchy. Hierarchy is the eye wants to be told what to look at. I said it multiple times in my previous videos. I'm gonna say it again. The eye wants you to guide it to what to look at first. When the eye is confused, the eye is calling the design off. So when I look at this house, there is no hierarchy. Everything here is almost like same importance, I would say, or almost no importance at all, but just basically everything equal. And when you look here, there's just more layers to it. The eye, there's a foreground, there's a middle ground, there's a background, there's this very thick slab here that's very dominant, and then there's the second slab here, and then there's the textured wall, and then there's the wood, and then there's these steps that are kind of coming at you. Again, the eye is very entertained. There's a lot to look at, but in a very coherent way and in a very layered way. Because when you're guiding your brain where to look and your eyes, the brain relaxes. But when everything is looking the same, your brain is working harder and it's like, what am I looking at? There's nothing to look at here. And it's like making more effort. And that's when your brain doesn't like it. And that's when it calls the design off, because you made your brain work harder. And there's one thing that the brain does best, is it does not like to work harder. So again, when you're designing, make sure that you're making it easy on the brain. You're like, okay, I have very clear defined things that are very prominent, and you look here, you look here, you look here, and then you're done. That's when your brain is really gonna thank you, and it's gonna love that design. It's gonna be like, whoa, that's the most beautiful design in the world. Okay, so but again, good design doesn't have to overwhelm the brain. You don't have to like just throw a lot of things just to make it look like certain things, but you have to be a little bit mindful about it. Again, you can watch my other videos where I break down how to make certain things pop and then how to have that hierarchy introduced to your facade. So these are three very, very important principles that you should always follow when you're designing your facade. Scale. Is your window proportionate to your door? Is your window proportionate to the balcony next to it? Is your balcony proportionate to how much solid wall you have? You always have to do an audit of your scale. Number two, you always need to check if you have contrast. If you have one dominant material, one dominant color, introduce something that's contrasting. You always have to have some contrast. And number three, you need to have hierarchy. Is there anything that's more dominant than the other? Is there three things are probably like one that's like the most dominant, then the second most dominant, and the third dominant? Ask yourself, is there a middle ground, a background, and a foreground? Because if you're missing one of these three things, your design will feel off. Just again, saving your brain from an error 404. When you look at certain things that you like and it's design that looks nice, trust me, do a quick audit, you will find that they always have these three design principles. These are science-backed designs. This is not style. It's not like somebody likes it, somebody else doesn't like it. This is how our brain is trained. This is how our eyes are trained to judge certain things. Again, I don't make up the rules. These are just how our eyes are trained, and there's nothing we can do about it, but we have to obey by these rules. And they're very easy. It's not very hard. I have plenty of videos that show how to introduce these things to your facade. So that's pretty much everything I wanted to share in this video. I wanted to keep it very short and just straight to the point. If you're interested in getting a PDF summary of this video, I'm gonna leave it in the link down below. I'm also gonna leave a link down below for my facade guideline, and that's pretty much what I use whenever I get a project. That's my roadmap that I have on the side of my desk, and then I flip through it and I grab tips and tricks from it. I'm gonna leave a quick demo of what that looks like if you want to grab your copy. And yeah, that's pretty much it. That's everything I wanted to share with you. Leave me a like, subscribe, share, do all that stuff, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.